urban warfare in Mexico is changing. Today, soldiers are no longer facing only armed men. Now they are facing fully armored civilian vehicles. Pickup trucks modified with steel plating, reinforced windows, and improvised turrets capable of firing heavy-caliber weapons. Vehicles that, in many cases, were specifically designed to withstand military fire. This has created a dangerous scenario. Soldiers fighting armor against armor, in the middle of streets, towns, and highways. And when the armor is not enough, soldiers become vulnerable. Something that was tragically demonstrated in 2023 in Tecaltec, in the state of Jalisco, where an armed confrontation left 3 Mexican soldiers dead after an attack by a heavily armed criminal group. That incident revealed a disturbing reality. In some parts of the country, criminal organizations are no longer using just weapons of war. They are also deploying armored vehicles capable of directly confronting state forces. That is why, for the Mexican army, vehicles like the DN-11 are not just transportation. They are a lifeline on the urban battlefield. Imagine advancing down a street controlled by armed gunmen, high-caliber rifles, ambushes waiting around every corner, and an enemy that has no hesitation in using .50 caliber machine guns. In that environment, a simple military truck would not survive. That is why the DN-11 exists, an armored vehicle designed in Mexico, capable of transporting soldiers into the heart of urban combat. Today, we are going to analyze the armored vehicle that has become one of the tactical pillars of the Mexican Army. The birth of the DN-11. Mexico's Ministry of Defense developed the DN-11 within its own military industry. This is not a vehicle purchased from abroad. It is an armored platform designed, assembled, and adapted specifically for combat conditions in Mexico. Its development began when the Army needed something different. Not a tank, but also not just another patrol truck. What they needed was a vehicle capable of entering cities, resisting heavy fire, and safely transporting troops. And that is how the DN-11 was born, a hybrid between a tactical transport vehicle and an urban combat platform. Design and mechanical base. The DN-11 is built on the chassis of a militarized Ford F-550 heavy-duty truck. But what separates it from a normal truck is its fully armored structure. The vehicle weighs approximately 8 tons, measures close to 6 meters in length, and features a fully modular armored design. Its protection includes ballistic steel armor and armored glass up to 95 millimeters thick. This allows it to resist impacts from battle rifles, 7.62 machine guns, and even .50 caliber rounds under certain conditions. In addition, the DN-11 uses run-flat tires, capable of continuing to drive between 50 and 80 kilometers even after being punctured by bullets. In urban combat, that can mean the difference between escaping an ambush or being trapped inside one. Troop transport capacity. The DN-11 primarily functions as an armored tactical transport vehicle. It can typically carry 1 driver, 1 turret operator, and 6 to 8 fully equipped soldiers, depending on the mission configuration. This allows the vehicle to transport an entire special forces or infantry team protected inside the armored hull. During operations against organized crime, these vehicles usually move in tactical convoys, protecting troops as they approach their objective. The turret. Firepower. One of the most important features of the DN-11 is its top-mounted weapons system. In its early versions, the turret was manually operated. A soldier had to stand in the top hatch and control the weapon directly. But the problem was obvious. That operator was partially exposed to enemy fire. To solve this, military engineers developed a more advanced system. The Ballum Remote Weapon System. This system allows the operator to control the turret from inside the vehicle using cameras and electronic controls. The system can mount 7.62 millimeters machine guns, .50 caliber machine guns, or 40mm grenade launchers. The operator can aim using external cameras and fire using a joystick from inside the armored vehicle, significantly reducing the risk to the crew. In essence, it turns the DN-11 into a small mobile combat platform. How many DN-11 vehicles exist? Production of the DN-11 began with initial batches of around 30 units, assembled by Mexico's military industry. Additional vehicles were later produced for different military regions. Reports suggest the Mexican Army has manufactured several dozen of these vehicles, integrating them into its tactical units. Some are even being modernized with automated weapon systems and technological upgrades. This shows that the DN-11 remains an active platform within the Mexican Army. Operational use. The DN-11 is primarily used for urban combat, a high-risk patrol operations, urban security missions, a military convoy protection. Its main role is to transport troops safely into hostile areas. But that is not its only role. It can also be used for armed reconnaissance, security in conflict zones, protection of strategic facilities, and during national emergencies. These vehicles can even support planned DN-3 disaster relief operations, helping during evacuations or rescue missions when conditions are dangerous. The DN-11 in real combat. The DN-11 is not just an engineering project. It is a vehicle that has been tested in real operations. During multiple confrontations with criminal groups, these armored vehicles have taken hits from heavy weapons. In many cases, the armor has allowed crews to survive attacks that would destroy normal vehicles. And that demonstrates the primary purpose of the DN-11, keeping soldiers alive on the urban battlefield. Conclusion. In a world where war is no longer always fought between armies, but inside cities, highways, and populated areas, vehicles like the DN-11 become essential. It is not a tank. It is not just a transport vehicle. It is a tool designed for a very specific type of war, 21st century urban warfare. And as long as that threat exists, there is a strong chance the DN-11 will continue rolling through the streets of Mexico.